Hello and welcome to Tiashi Foundation's Wisdom of the Zodiac. Today's lesson and meditation is taken from Volume 4, Chapter 30, titled Aquarius, Expanding Consciousness. Let's first discover what is consciousness. Let me read from page 363, the bottom of the page. What is consciousness? Consciousness is relationship and awareness of relationship. If you are dead, you are not conscious, and you do not have any relationship. If you are alive, you have consciousness. When you have consciousness, you know that things exist, how far they are, what they are, who they are. That is the consciousness. When the consciousness of your cells increases, the cells start acting consciously. So let's take that definition and just expand it a little bit. Consciousness means to have a relationship with something. If I am aware of the relationships around me, my friends, my coworkers, if I can understand what their feelings are and what they're thinking, then I have a consciousness in that realm. So it's very important for us to understand that in order to have consciousness, we have to have a relationship. And of course, the relationship can be on a physical level relationship, just hearing each other, seeing each other, and being with each other. Or it can expand into an emotional, where you feel people's feelings and their thoughts. You can go into the mental realm and really understand when people talk to you. When life talks to you, you have an understanding of what is being said. Of course, you can go into a psychic consciousness where you can understand things from your inner ear, your inner understanding, your soul understanding. You might be able to understand what life is really telling you, what people around you are really saying and thinking and feeling, and what the higher worlds are saying. So consciousness is on multiple layers. We do have a 3-volume set of books on consciousness. You're welcome to look into them. They are so beautiful. So let's now go to expanding our consciousness, which is how we build relationships on multiple levels with the world around us. I'm going to be reading today from this text, which I found to be profound and very moving, and explain some of my thoughts, and of course leave you with your own thinking process and meditative process. So let's open to page 360. The top of the page. Today we are celebrating the festival of Aquarius. Sometimes these festivities and festivals seem to us very abstract, something which is not in the domain of reality. So sometimes we may feel that, what is going on? It's Aquarius and then Pisces and then so on. What is really going on? Well, something very important is going on, which is now being proven by all the scientific investigations into the way our brain works and the way we create neural pathways. Whatever we think about and engage with, that is, being conscious of, changes the neural pathways in our brain. So we can keep the same neural pathways by thinking about all the stuff that's happened to us, all the stuff that we've suffered or excited about or joyful about, and or we can change and say, here's what I want to engage with. Here's the relationships that I want to build. Here's where I want my mind to go. Let me read from the middle of the page 360, this beautiful paragraph. The greatest thing we learn from the ageless wisdom about Aquarius is that it spreads a light on the earth, on the sea, and in the air. The earth means our physical environment. It also means our physical body. The sea means all the watery worlds, the rivers and the oceans, as well as our emotions. The air refers to the atmosphere around us as well as our mind. So think of these 3 things comprising our makeup as well as the makeup of the world, and how we are building a relationship with each of those. Very important for us to understand. Why is it that we need to build a relationship with the earth, with the water, with the air? Why do we care about pollution? Why do we care about keeping everything pure and clean? It's the atmosphere in which we live and have our being that is very important for us to consider, that we operate in those atmospheres in truth. So we can see in the Aquarius month that some increasing light comes to humanity. This is what we hope for. And even the earth, even the oceans, and even the air feels it. You see, it's not just we as human beings feeling it, but all of life is feeling it. And that whole idea that life is one organic whole and we are part of it is a very important part of this philosophy. And that really forms the foundation of that unity and togetherness that is such an important part of the ageless wisdom. This is because the earth, the ocean, and the air are all formed of living atoms. All of life is living atoms just as we are. So what are we doing in the Aquarius when the light comes in? It fills us with truth, and when we see, when we taste, when we feel, when we comprehend and understand not only ourselves, but people around us, as well as the way the whole planet is operating, we develop an expanded consciousness. Why? Because we have now developed a relationship with each of these elements. So do you understand how developing a relationship, a conscious relationship, expands our consciousness? Now let's go on to the next paragraph. The light in the atom increases. So whether it's the earth, water, or air, or our physical, emotional, mental bodies, atoms in those formations increase because of the light. And this brings a tremendous amount of light for humanity to assimilate and use to come to its senses and see the reality of life. Assimilate means you understand it, you ingest it, you use it, and you understand it. So as a result, you make the necessary changes. It's not just some blah blah, yes, I like that, consciousness expansion and so on. No, you really understand it and you say, wow, I am really seeing a change here. I'm seeing some truth that's being revealed to me, so I'm going to take this seriously and start changing. Why we are living, we ask. Where we are going. What this life means. These are great questions for us. And how we are going to face this life in such a way that we do not dream and hallucinate, but are in reality. Always light brings reality. This is a topic that is prevalent in the Ageless Wisdom, especially in Torkom's teachings, because light means truth and reality. And if we don't operate in truth and reality, we actually do great damage to our physical brain, our emotions, and our mind. Our thoughts get distorted, our decisions are distorted. We do not then make decisions that are pro-life and pro-expansion, but we live a lie. So you can see the seriousness of this topic. Now let's continue to the next page, because in this paragraph, the teaching gives us tools with which to expand our consciousness safely and sustainably. Think of those two words that are very important, safely and sustainably. This month is a month in which you are going to develop a sensitivity to absorb that light which is spreading on the land, in the ocean, and in the air. Sensitivity means you are open to it. Your eyes are open. You are really looking. Your ears are open. You are really listening. You are feeling. You're not just in yourself only. You are opening to the world around you. It's so beautiful and important. To do that, you need a little more sensitive nature. Don't be afraid of that sensitivity. Sometimes we're afraid to listen and to hear. This is developed only through two things. What are they? Meditation and purification. Keep those in your mind. Every time you want to communicate with supernatural energies and consciousness and light, there are two things necessary. One is meditation, which builds the mechanism within you that enables you to receive the light. You have a mind that works. You have a mind that's able to understand light and process it and change your behavior as a result of that light. But second is purification, so that the incoming light, incoming consciousness, or incoming awareness is translated in its purity, in its truth. This is so important that Torkom requires us to keep these two things in our mind, and this is how we are going to really expand our consciousness and develop relationships. You're going to develop a mind that thinks, and you're going to purify, because just thinking is not enough. Thinking ideas that is now transferred to a polluted mind, emotions, and body will result in polluted decisions. This happens all the time, and we see that. Educated people make lots of wrong decisions in their life. But meditation and purification will give us the tools with which to translate this light that is coming to humanity. Meditation and purification leads us to have a true esoteric education, real transformation and expansion of our consciousness. Let's read what that is. This is what the real esoteric education is. Esoteric education or wisdom is not listening to these things, is not reading about these things. Okay, he is defining for us what true esoteric education is. Esoteric education, after listening to these things, listening means you hear them, right? It's not just blah, blah, blah going one ear and out the other, and you say, oh, that was nice, that was really uplifting. No, you hear and you listen and you take it in, and it's real for you. So after reading about these things, so you read it, you think about it, you ponder on it, you meditate on it, you make it real. Then is going on and actualizing them. You put them into practice, working for them so that the dreams, the visions, become an actualization and a reality in our lives. You see, there are many people who say wonderful things, who can say all kinds of wonderful spiritual words and platitudes, but if we don't put them into practice, then where are we? It's just words. It's just pages that we read and we gloss over, and it doesn't make a big difference in our lives or the lives of our loved ones and the world at large. So esoteric education is to help us make a difference, make a change. Now let's go to the bottom of page 362. Aquarius energy, or Aquarius light, makes you to see yourself first as you are. There we are again. See ourselves as we are, without criticism. But you are going to see yourself, but not dwell on how many stupidities you have done in the past. I love this part because we are all having the same problem. When we see ourselves, we say, oh, what have we done? But you are going to get past that. How guilty you are, how separative you are, how materialistic you are, how much anger, jealousy, and revenge you have. Never mind all of those things. These are things that come to the surface because of the light. Remember that. The light of Aquarius brings these things out. And instead of being ashamed of them, embrace it and say, yes, I can get rid of these. I can wash them out. I can purify myself. Do you see why the purification process is so important? When these things come to the surface, because the light brings them to the surface, then at that moment, we have the ability to clean them out. When we are determined to clean them out, and we have the mental capacity to clean them out. He says, then you spread your consciousness into the light of Aquarius and see the purpose and plan of the life, your life and the life in general. You see especially your own plan, your own individual role that you are going to play in the life, How beautiful is that? That we have a purpose, we have a place in life, and we can fulfill that. It is so wonderful. If these things are missing in our life, we are purposeless and goalless. There is no joy in our life. Joy is so important, and I want to talk very briefly about that. Joy, because this whole chapter starts with joy, how joyful it is to be together, right? Joy is not the absence of pain and misery and anger and frustration. Joy is having inside of you a deep, divine, soul-level understanding that the possible is possible, that change will come, beauty will come. Why? Because you are a soul and you are made in God's image, and all things are possible. That's what brings joy to me, and that's how I understand joy. Because life happens, lots of ups and downs in life happens, and sometimes we feel like the joy is just snapped out of us. But if you go deep inside of yourself, you look at the planet, you look at the beauty around you, that joy will be restored to you, and your purpose and direction in life will become more clear. Let us now go over the 5 seed thoughts for the celebration of the full moon of Aquarius. Day number 1. Your seed thought is, what are my physical talents? Okay, my physical talents. Outline them, embellish on them, and just go ahead and write them down. Journal them so that they become real for you, physically visible for you. Day number 2. What are my emotional talents? Don't forget your emotions. This is how we connect to people. This is how we connect to the plant and animal kingdom. The emotions, when they're pure and they're so beautiful, it makes us connect with each other. So look at what your emotional talents are. Day number 3 is the day of the full moon meditation, and we are going to meditate on inclusiveness and not separatism. This is so beautiful. Why is that? In inclusiveness, we become conscious with life around us, and what happens when we become conscious is we are engaging and we are expanding our consciousness. Okay, day number 4. What are my mental talents? So we have physical, emotional, and mental talents. Outline them, write them down. Number 5, day number 5. How can I share my talents with others? We all have talents. Big, small, doesn't matter. Whatever they are. Once you find what they are and you outline them, then the last day, how do I share them? Whether it's one little email and letter, a phone call, or a visit, or something larger. You decide how you are going to share your talents with others, and you will see when you find a way to share your talents, it becomes a service. It becomes a part of your purpose and your plan in life. Your joy will increase. You will see how life unfolds for you and how you develop relationships, and through developing relationships with life and people, your consciousness expands. Let us now do the meditation for Aquarius. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and relax. It helps if you sit up straight so your breathing is deep and relaxed. Take a deep breath as if you were inhaling the light of Aquarius. Take another breath of the light of Aquarius and let it go to your emotional body. Take a deep breath. Direct that light with a third breath into your brain and mind, and see yourself illuminated, radioactive. See that all your body is sitting in a very light blue light. Take a moment to make that really real for you. Now visualize a 5-pointed star in your head. Radiate the light of that 5-pointed star to your 2 legs, to your 2 arms, and to your head. Inhale a deep breath and receive more light, and feel that this light is going to heal your body. Have faith that you are doing it, casting away everything that is not good in your body. Let's do this one more time. Deep breath. Exhale. Inhale once more and clean your emotional body and fill it with joy and love. Radiate love. The color of love is rosy pink. Feel joy within every atom of your emotions. Take another breath and fill your mind with light. Let that light cleanse your brain, your nervous system. Imagine that the light is purifying all your thinking, thought forms, and brain. For a few moments, think about how your life will be inclusive, not separative. It's a very important keynote. With a deep, deep concentration, repeat after me. Let vision come and insight. Let the future stand revealed. Let inner union demonstrate. Outer cleavages be gone. Let love prevail. Let all men love. Feel unity with all of life. We will now say the great invocation and pause between each phrase from the point of light within the mind of God. Let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. Imagine how the light is descending and spreading itself all over the world. This activates the great invocation. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. Imagine how Christ is talking to multitudes, and you are listening and seeing his face. He is so beautiful. Take a moment to experience that. How his love is so much needed in our world. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. Think about the great masters, how sacrificially they work to save this humanity, to bring light, love, and beauty to all of us, and experience great gratitude toward them. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Imagine the entire globe in the air and see that all wars and conflicts and hatreds are gone. We are one planet, one earth, one humanity. Cooperation and harmony and love and peace are within all humanity. Radiate that from your core, from your heart. And with conviction, let us finish the last line. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Let us finish with 3 ohms. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me in this beautiful lesson and meditation. Have a blessed Aquarius full moon, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate having you subscribe to our channel and be part of our group, our worldwide effort to spread this wonderful teaching all over the world. Please be sure to get your volumes of Wisdom of the Zodiac. We're happy to ship it anywhere in the world for you. I appreciate your participation, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.